Well, after spending most of their offseason in a lockout, Major League Baseball is set to make a return, and I'm joined today with our sports reporter, Evan Kenny. Evan, it's great to have you here, and I'm sure you're excited to get the 2022 season off and running.
Yeah, Jace, definitely an exciting time. I actually had my fantasy baseball draft just last night, so I'm definitely getting excited for this season.
And it's perfect timing for us to get into kind of a preview of the season. Now, I know for yourself, like most Canadians, you're a fan of the Toronto Blue Jays. How do you think the Jays are going to fare this season?
Yeah, Jace, last season the Jays were oh so close to pushing for that final playoff spot. This year, I think they will do it, and I don't think it'll be, as that final wild card position. I think that they do have a very strong chance of winning their division in the AL East, which, is one of, if not the toughest divisions in all of baseball. Obviously, the Blue Jays lost Robbie Ray, their Cy Young Award winning pitcher, to free agency this past year. However, I think they're going to have a strong rotation still. They signed Kevin Gausman, and they have currently the third ranked rotation in all of the major leagues. They'll also have a little bit better D this year, adding Matt Chapman at third base. So I think that'll all help them defensively. And then, of course, Jace, we all know what they can do with the bats. Just going to list off some players here. Obviously, Vladdy Guerrero Jr., Bo Bichette, George Springer, Teoscar Hernandez, Lourdes Gurriel, Matt Chapman. Like I said, all of these players could hit 30 bombs this season. So the bats will be continuing to produce, and I think the pitching will be there once again. I have them as the second best team in the MLB right now.
All right, so if you have them in that number 2 spot, who do you have in number 1?
Well, Jace, number one, I have to go with the LA Dodgers, and I think most people, who follow baseball would also go with the Dodgers. They have one of the best lineups, not just in any team this season, but one of the best lineups really in MLB all time. Number 1 through 9, each of them could hit a home run whenever needed, and obviously they added the number 1 free agent in Freddie Freeman this past offseason. It will be interesting to see how their rotation does. Clayton Kershaw, their former ace, is injured right now, so how he comes back from injury will be interesting. Regardless, they're still number 1.
All right, so now that we have a look at your top 2, let's round out the top 5.
Yeah, rounding out the top 5 in the number 3 position, I have the Chicago White Sox. Once again, their pitching will be phenomenal. Lance Lynn, who can throw about 4 different types of fastball, is currently hurt. He'll miss about 4 or 5 weeks to start off the season. So they might start a little slow, but after that, they have an absolutely unbelievable rotation, and they have one of, if not the best closer in Kyle Hendricks in the major leagues. So I think the Chicago White Sox will be the number 3 team. Following that up, the Atlanta Braves, reigning World Series champions. It's hard to, take away a team that literally just won last season. I know they lost their star player in Freddie Freeman. However, they replaced that first base position with Matt Olson, who, could hit close to 40 home runs and provide a good defensive presence. So I have them at number 4. And finally, rounding out at number 5, I have the Milwaukee Brewers. Now that Jacob deGrom with the New York Mets got injured and won't be playing for a lengthy amount of time, I think the Milwaukee Brewers have the best rotation when it comes to baseball. And their only real competition in the National League Central Division is the St. Louis Cardinals, and I think they have what it takes to beat the Cardinals in the division. For the Brewers, they could be even that much better if some bats start to pick up, specifically former MVP Christian Yelich, who's had a couple down seasons, but you never know what could happen there.
All right, Evan. Well, that's all the time we have today. Thank you so much for being here to provide some of your insights. And the MLB opening day is taking place this Thursday.